family was definitely very musical. We grew up playing in church, and I think the band actually started officially in '96 when I was 6 years old.
Yeah, we've been together for a long time, and actually started out on a 12-string guitar. Not a nice one, but a really bad one. Our mom had kind of a Sears catalog 12-string guitar, and I learned to play on that. And our dad had a bass, and that's kind of the musical upbringing. Our three older sisters were like harmony Nazis pretty much, and they would force us to learn harmony, and it wasn't always that fun, but ultimately we ended up loving it, and so we've been doing this for about 17 years now. We signed a record deal in 2007 that brought us to Nashville, I guess, in a more permanent way. Starting in 2000, our dad was working on a tractor on the farm, and the phone rang in the shop, and it was some kind of pretty much a scam artist trying to get my dad to pay a bunch of money and fly us down to Nashville to record a record and turn us into overnight successes. Thankfully, my dad never gave that man any money, but it did make him think that maybe he should check out Nashville, and he ended up bringing us down here. Mom and Dad brought us boys down here, and we recorded our first record in Nashville in 2001.
That's where we begin. Right smack dab where the blacktop bands. Yeah, the fields got hay, hay's got barns, barns got lost for watching them stars falling right out of the clear blue collar sky. Yeah, just loving this life on the dirt roadside of the county line. Ain't rich, but we're doing alright. Got my honey on my arm, Jesus in my heart, living like a lyric out of vision in the dark. Yeah, we work hard, live right, tear it up on a Saturday night on the dirt roadside of the county line. Dirt roadside of the county line.
Our biggest goal, honestly, was to play the Grand Ole Opry. That was as big as we'd ever dreamt, and thankfully Ricky Skaggs took us on tour and ended up introducing us to the folks at the Opry, and we got to play the Opry not too long ago, and now we've been trying to come up with bigger goals, and one of them just came true. Ricky Skaggs decided to be a guest vocalist on our new album, and that's pretty stinking awesome. And I think the main goal for us in 3 years, 5 years, or even in 50 years is we always want to be about faith, family, and farming. And as long as people come out to a High Valley show at a country, festival or a county fair or rodeo, it's pretty awesome if we look out there and we see young kids and adults and families even hanging out together. And hopefully we can be that band that years from now people look back and say, remember when High Valley kind of helped bring the whole family aspect back into country music. And that's been a goal of ours, and so far so good. We've got this song called The Father's Love, The Only Way He Knew How, and our dad's a farmer. We grew up farming with our dad, working in the fields and on tractors and combines, and he's always been a real quiet man, but we still have always known that he loves us. And when we first heard A Father's Love, it hit us like a brick, and we've been singing it ever since, recorded it. It's one of our bigger songs, and our fans have always come up to the merch table afterwards and say that the song made him cry, and usually it's a good thing. We won Interactive Artist of the Year, which means we're
Good at social networking.
Yeah, it means that our parents grew up horse and buggy Mennonite, and we won an award for using the internet. So it's the most ironic thing ever.
It happens.
Yeah.
We pretty much roomed with a bunch of cats one time.
We're not technically allergic to cats, but I am scared of cats.
It's kind of, what's the word, phobia?
I have a phobia of cats, yeah.
It's pretty much terrified of kittens.
And we used to have it in our rider where it would say that no pets in the homes, because some of the band members are allergic to animals.
Which isn't even true.
It's kind of a lie.
It kind of makes people scared to put us in a room with a cat.
But we got to this house, and we opened the door, and there was 3 birds in a cage and a couple dogs jumping around, one with
3 legs.
3 legs, yeah. And was kind of stressful already, and we go downstairs to the room that this lady has prepared for my wife and I, and long story short, she says, could you leave the door propped open because this is actually the cat's room, and you'll be sharing it with the cat. And we open the door, and there's a
black cat lying on a white pillow
on the bed, and there's black cat hair all over what used to be a white blanket, and
it's just not our style.
And there's mushy cat food in a bowl right there, and it was pretty bad news. So that was maybe the worst rooming story we've ever had. I always smell a guitar, so I was like, yep, smells like real rosewood, you know? I actually do, that's true, because the first guitar I ever had smelled like Fruit Loops, which was thrilling as a young child. So the first McPherson I got obviously was thrilling because it was such an amazing guitar, but it was also thrilling because it came through Paul Brandt and all this stuff, and I'd always seen, obviously everybody notices the offset sound hole, and you kind of know about the guitars, but maybe you haven't played them. And I'd seen them in the airport at Nashville when we'd fly in, and I was pretty thrilled and proud to be playing it. And it's kind of neat. The first music video we did, I believe, with McPherson in it was
on the Combine.
On the Combine, yeah. And people would keep noticing the guitars and walk up to us and ask us about the guitars. So I'm not sure if our early career people actually liked our music or they just thought my guitar looked cool. But either way,
it got us some fans.
Yeah, so it was great.
Yeah, this is actually the seventh model of this mandolin, I guess, or the seventh mandolin that McPherson's ever made, and I just got to play it here, which is pretty awesome.
Sounds pretty awesome.
I'm not even sure what this is. I'm assuming this is maple on the back and a spruce top, and feels great, sounds awesome, and I really want one soon.
Yeah, we just finished touring with Shania Twain. She doesn't play a whole lot of shows anymore, but she played a couple at the Calgary Stampede, and I got to play one of my McPhersons on the Saddle Dome stage in front of about 15,000 people, I guess there was, per day for a couple days in a row. And then to absolutely go a different direction, 2 days later I was back behind the barns at the Calgary Stampede, and one of the chuck wagon drivers had asked me to play after the chuck wagon races at his barn. So I was literally leaning against a chuck wagon with about 20 cowboys watching me, and I played a McPherson. So if you ever see a McPherson that smells a little bit like cow manure, but still kind of like Fruit Loops, it's my guitar.